Fit in 10, it is day 63, which means we are into the last week, and I finally got the Calendly link up properly. It only took 3 tries, I guess. My apologies. Not really sure how that happened. I've been using this product for at least 3 years, so I'm not sure. Anyways, it's up. Book your scan, and let's see how you did, okay? All right, more of your questions I'm going to get to right now. Somebody says, name, okay, so somebody wrote me, and this is for name something specific you need help with. Building strength in my lats. I find I round my back during deadlifts. All right, well, yes, this might have to do with the fact that you're not strong enough. But I want to remind you that you need to make sure that you engage your lats as much as possible when you're deadlifting. So what that means is, of course, we're talking about a regular style deadlift here, not a sumo style per se, or a stiff leg deadlift. This would be more for a traditional style. You want to make sure you pull the bar in and you keep your lats up. Sorry, let me say that again. You want to make sure you pull the bar in as you are coming from the floor, right? You're going to pull the bar in. You want to make sure that you keep your chest up. Okay, so you're still bent over, but you keep your chest up. And of course, you keep your hips back. And keep weight on your heels, right? Pushing your feet to the floor and pulling the bar in, not pulling the bar up. If you just pull the bar up, you're going to be at a much greater risk of not having full engagement in the lats. You get the full engagement of the lats by pulling the bar in, okay? So remember that, okay? And of course, that will help you to prevent your back rounding, okay? Is there something you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? The effects of eating calorie deficit on the brain. I think I might be more irritable than usual. I suspect it's because I'm hungry. Well, okay, so this varies from person to person. Although I'm not really sure how much it varies. I will say this. If you have a lot of reserves on your body, if you have a lot of body fat, that's not to say that hunger will not potentially produce feelings of irritability. But if you have more reserves, you should have a better time dealing with this. The worst time, and believe me when I say this, the worst is being in a deficit and having very low body fat. That is the worst, because there is no fuel for you. There's fuel for you. The body can just eat itself, but there's no readily accessible fuel. There's no carbohydrates, or there's very little, and there's no body fat. So there's no fuel. There's no carb, right? We talked about the two fuel sources, fat and carbs, right? So when you're very low body fat, you're essentially just, a bunch of protein, essentially, okay? So all your tissues, with the exception of fat, essentially are all protein. So even bone, contrary to what people think, okay? Anything else I wanted to say on that? Yeah, I mean, yes, it can happen. This person that wrote me this is fairly lean, for sure. This person is definitely not suffering from any amount of, he'd definitely be in the lower body fat percent range for a male, okay? So that's probably what it is. And again, that's going to vary from person to person, all right? Next, protein. Okay, name something specific you need help with. Protein. Why so low based on my weight? All right, so this is a heavier set person, and they want to know why their protein is so low. Well, your protein is not low. I wouldn't say it's high. Well, according to average levels of what people have, it's high. But the reason why you think it might be low is because this is based on your lean body mass. Okay, and I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm just stating what is, right? It's based on your lean body mass. So if you're holding whatever X amount of body fat, let's say you're holding, I'm not saying you are, but let's just say you were holding 100 pounds of body fat. Okay, although your weight will be way higher because you're holding 100 pounds of body fat on top of all your lean mass, your protein, the amount of protein that we decide to give you, or that I decide to give you, is based on your lean body mass, because your calories are based on your lean body mass. It's not based on your fat mass, okay? All right, so that's why. Okay. It's really hard to eat. Name something specific you can improve on for the following week. It's really hard to eat out. I did it once, stayed within my calories and worked out a lot, but my fat was over. Okay, so if your fat was over and you were within your calories, that means something else was under. So what was under? Was it your protein? Be interested to know. You know, at the very least, and you know, I'm still going to encourage you to get the macros that I gave you. But if you traded some fat for some carbs or vice versa, probably not going to have that much of a difference, in my opinion. Okay. You know, we're talking about 1 day here or 2 days. Okay. This person wrote me, but they never write me very much. Name something specific you can improve upon for the following week. Weight training, that's not really something you can be accountable to. What are you going to do specifically? You need to tell me. Name something name something specific you need help with. Weight training. Sounds to me like you really want just to get this thing done and sent off. Be more specific, please. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? Nope. Okay. Somebody wrote to me and said, okay, so this is for name something specific you can improve on the following week. My calories are now getting low. Yes, they are getting low. Everybody's calories are getting lower. Well, almost everybody's. It will be a challenge for sure to stay within the parameters. Yes, but listen. Okay, actually, let me read the next part. Name something specific you need help with. How do you stay full on lower calories? Okay, at some point you will not feel full. It just won't happen. But listen, this is just a, like, this idea of feeling hungry is not a bad thing, okay? I mean, you know, yes, we would like to do things to help reduce that hunger, but hunger is a normal feeling, okay? Now, there's a difference between malnutrition and there's a difference between, like, you know, not eating anything, okay? And then there's a difference between that and then just having a little bit less calories, okay? And it is just a little bit less calories because not too long ago, I had several of you writing me saying, yeah, I'm having too many calories, okay? And I only changed your calories at this point by about 15%, okay? So in that 15%, we've gone from too many to too little, okay? But I've only made a 15% reduction, okay? Which I shouldn't say only 15%. 15% is something, of course. But yes, at some point, as these calories come down, you're going to feel hungry, especially as your body is chewing through more body fat. You are going to feel hungry. Remember what I explained to you about when your fat cells shrink, especially when you start to go beyond your set point, which your body is used to. Okay, your body fat that your body's just kind of used to being at. Those fat cells are going to release more ghrelin, okay, the hormone that tells you you're hungry. That's what happens. All right. So the way I always look at it is, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not making this up, and I'm not trying to sound like a hero, but when I was dieting and I wasn't hungry, I was like, something's not right here. Like, I should be hungry. Like, because like physiologically, if things are happening, I should start to feel hungry. Okay. So being hungry is not a bad thing. You're not dying. Okay. You're not dying. You're going to be okay. Hunger is it's a normal thing, and it's a good thing. Okay, at some point, you want the body to be working on its own reserves. You know, you want to have your calories at least low enough that you're giving your body a break from constantly digesting food. Okay, this is good for your organs. It's good for your intestinal tract. Really good. And this is one reason why sometimes during the week, I always fast up to 12 hours, not really a fast, but at least when I haven't eaten for 12 hours, I'm pretty ravishing. And the odd day during the week, there's 1 or 2 days during the week, I'll do 15 hours. Okay, and I just do that purely so that my body is more receptive to food. Okay, it's going to do a better job of digesting food and assimilating nutrients that way. Okay, and yesterday, I heard the story about, it's already 10 minutes. All right, let me just quickly say this. Yesterday I heard, who was telling me this? One of my clients was telling me this, about a story about a guy who had fasted for 30 days. He did a 30-day fast. Now, I've heard about people doing 24 hours, and I've heard about people doing a couple days. Dr. Peter Attia, famous doctor that I follow, he does 5 days fasting regularly. So this idea that, you're now getting 1,400 calories and you used to get 1,700 calories, and oh my God, like, this is, I mean, I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but it's, your body's shrinking. That's what's happening, okay? Your body is shrinking, all right? Day 63, 7 days left. You gotta submit, commit, and I'm gonna get the message of the day really fast here, and I gotta wrap this up because this video is turning way too long. The message is this: there are no losses. Well, I guess there are losses. You're losing body fat, but I don't mean that way. There are no losses. There are only lessons. Okay? There are no losses. There are only lessons, and what I mean by that is, there's no loss in trying. There's no loss. Nothing is lost in you trying something and not getting to the point that you thought you should get to, or maybe not succeeding at all. Or like, all this trying amounts to figuring things out. All this trying allows you to learn things better, learn things about yourself, learn about things that are a struggle for you. All right, so you have to always look at things as a gain, even if in your mind they were a failure or you didn't get to where you wanted to be. Okay, there are no losses, there are only lessons in this. Okay, day 63, that's it. Submit, commit, positive energy, positive vibes. Give some gratitude. I should read off some more gratitude too. I think I'll do that tomorrow. And as always, believe in yourself. I'll talk to you guys all soon. See you tomorrow.